Nothing is staying where it's supposed to. Hey everybody, my name is Rosalie and welcome back to my channel, back to Chubby. Today is another Do It With Me weight loss video, so I will be meal prepping with you. Also, though, one thing I want to address real quick, I don't like to spread misinformation if I can help it. So last week, I answered a question in my Q&A about would I consider doing a refeed, and I said I've thought about it and that I should do a video on it. And someone pointed out what I was talking about was actually something called a reverse diet, where you slowly build your calories back up to maintenance level and let your metabolism sort of reset and then bring it back down. Whereas a refeed is something else. It's essentially a structured, planned, purposeful going over your calories. So I just wanted to clear that up, and obviously I need to look into it a little bit more before I do a video, so we'll do that down the road. Today's been sort of an exhausting day, just emotionally, because as someone who has anxiety problems and doesn't like confrontation, but is also a college instructor. I got to sit down with several students today and talk to them about where their grades are at and about possibly withdrawing from the class because they probably won't pass at this point. So it was fine. Only one person cried. It's fine. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the meal prep. One of the questions I get a lot is, do I have the same thing all week for meal prep? And I do. And sometimes, to be honest, it makes it harder to stick to. It usually makes it faster to prep, and it makes it cheaper because I have to buy less ingredients and then there's less waste because I try and buy just as much of the thing I need as I need. But this week, I'm just not feeling sticking to it. So I decided to sort of compromise, and we're going to have stuffed chicken breast, but my compromise is that we are going to stuff it with a different thing each day. So, well, for 4 days. So that way, if I want to have one type of stuffed chicken breast on Monday and a different kind on Tuesday, or have the same thing a couple days in a row, then I can. But otherwise, it just offers a little bit more variety for me and lets me try out a few new things without actually having to try a bunch of different recipes at once, if that makes sense. So let me go ahead and show you the meal prep and we'll go from there. The first thing I'm going to do this week is cut my chicken. I'm not going to cut all the way through or cut it all the way in half. I'm basically going to create a pocket. You could also slice it down the center and basically fill it like a big potato or do a Hasselback cut, but I'm going to stick with this. After I wash my knife off, I'm going to slice up a lot of vegetables. For the first kind of potato, I'm going to cut up several types of bell pepper, some jalapeno, and some green onion and set that to the side. Next, I'm going to cut up some pepper jack cheese. What I'm going to do here is note that there are 8 servings on this package, so before I start cutting, I'm just going to score the top of it to measure out 8 servings, and then I will use that as a guide. Next, since I have this cheese cutter out, I'm going to go ahead and cut up a different kind of cheese. Using the same method as before, I'm going to measure out 8 servings of Colby Jack cheese. You could also use something like cheddar, but then I'm going to set that aside. Next, I'm going to get out some broccoli and chop it up pretty small, and these will be broccoli cheese stuffed chicken breast. Next, I'm going to use some oaxaca cheese and peel a little bit off. Oaxaca is a lot like mozzarella, but from a different origin. After I measure out a couple servings, I'm going to slice up a Roma tomato and then pick some basil off of the stems. Now it's time to stuff my chicken breast. I would recommend that you don't mix all different kinds in a pan like this, but just for ease of filming, I put 4 different kinds in one pan. Some of the flavors get kind of mixed up and it's a little bit weird, but it works. Basically, I'm gonna make one sort of Southwest chicken breast with some bell peppers, green onions, and jalapenos, along with some pepper jack cheese. Then in another, I'm gonna fill it with some broccoli and cheese. In yet another, I'm going to layer some basil, cheese, and tomato. And in my final one, this one didn't actually need anything cut up, so I didn't show that, but I'm going to put some artichoke hearts and some spinach. You could also cut up the spinach, but it seems easier to me to just sort of crush it and rip it up right now. Then I'm gonna put in a little bit of cheese and put this all in the oven at 400 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes until the chicken is all the way cooked through. We're gonna serve this with some steamed green beans, and for this particular Southwest chicken breast, we're also gonna have some salsa on the side. Okay, so there you have it. It's pretty simple, really. You can fill them with whatever you want. Just remember, if you are counting calories, to accommodate for the differential, and also be sure to measure your chicken breast so you know about how much each serving is. Sometimes I'm of the mindset that I don't have to have exactly 4 ounces or 6 ounces or whatever of chicken per day. If throughout the week I would eat the equivalent of 24 ounces of chicken breast, if I've got 5 one day and 3 another day and 8 another day, whatever, it doesn't matter as long as throughout the week I'm only eating that amount, if that makes sense. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you're going to try it out or if you've got some other suggestions. Josh really seems to like it, and I really like it. So far I think the broccoli cheese one is my favorite, maybe because it's the most simple, but I also found that I don't like the tomato basil one unless I take the basil out. I don't know if that's something you were supposed to do to begin with. I'm not really following a recipe for any of these, but I've never really made tomato basil anything. It's just the fresh basil tasted almost like black licorice to me, or like anise or anise or whatever it's called. And I wasn't a fan of that. So anyway, I've got about 40 assignments and 40 papers left to grade, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here for today. As a reminder, you can find me on social media with the username BackToChubby, all one word. And if you want to give BetterHelp, the mobile counseling service that I use, a try, there is a link in the description box down below for you to try it out. If you want to reach out to me but social media is not really your thing, you can find my P.O. Box information in the description box below. And if you'd like more meal prep ideas in the future, be sure to subscribe. I hope wherever you guys are, you are safe and happy and healthy. Remember to just keep trying the best you can. Try not to make anybody cry today. And I will see you next time. Bye.